Deborah Weisenhaus, the creator of Art of Imagination, and sometime in the spring of 2012, I'm going to be launching Art of Lux events. Art of Imagination started, actually I've been contracted from a convention to do some big paintings of the scenes of Chicago, and somehow it just kind of evolved with the lighting, the fabric, putting costumes on wait staff, so everything had that special look to it. What I would love to do is actually I'm looking to accelerate our growth within Art of Imagination to be able to spin off into an upscale, boutique, one-of-a-kind events or designs, especially designs. We've become more noted for wedding structures that we do that nobody else does have, from hanging vintage teardrop crystals to incorporating symbolisms with how many crystals that we would put within the structures. I frequent many different antique shops, search online for one-of-a-kind embellishments. Fabrics I use, I get fabrics from all over the world. I use a lot of fabrics from Japan. I love the weave of especially one Japanese crystal fabric that I use, and the reflectiveness of what it has with the lighting. And I'm actually starting to incorporate more lighting in a way that I do my paintings, where I'm layering it. It's not just a facade of one color wash, but I'm actually layering light as one layers a painting, where I would have lighting coming from behind. It could be a source from LED lights, and then in front project another layer of light, and then from an angle side wash it with even another layering, possibly with movement. I do notice that more and more brides want more unique, one-of-a-kind designs, especially from their wedding dress. When I meet with the bride, I always ask first to take a look at their dress, because it always tells me something about them. They don't even realize it sometimes, but sublimely it tells you everything about the bride. And now wedding structures are such a hot commodity now that to create something that's one of a kind, only unique and custom just for this bride is actually exciting. We sit down with the bride, we do sketches, we come up with ideas, we use a lot of symbolism, crystals, pearls, fabric, lighting, even movement. We did one recently at the Cultural Center, and we made it in a very organic feel. So we had leaf patterns that were gently washing onto the fabric and to the floor using natural birch trees, and even had sound projections of softly moving leaves in the room. It's really quite exciting, and I think these designs I can take to a whole new level. And in part of our launch, I want to do it as one would go into an art gallery or even a boutique shop, where you would view this structure that holds on its own. So what I need to do is review options and alternatives to what I'm doing now. I've met with several top magazines in the city and also PR companies trying to figure what do I need to do to bring it up to this next level. It's really crucial how I project myself from the beginning. I'm going to have a launch event sometime next spring, but I'm not quite sure what direction to take. I need to fine-tune my target market with what kind of clients do I need to reach, how am I going to reach them, how do I present myself, and then also building my brand. I think that part is really important, and that brand has to be consistent and say what I am without being overboard. And the last is bringing in capital to help fund what I need to branch off and give me that more freedom, so I'm able to make those purchases and buy what I need to buy. And absolutely, I definitely see myself traveling and doing these one-of-a-kind designs throughout the world. Been to Hong Kong several times, been to other parts of the world, and I definitely see a need for globally to create these, because weddings are universal, and it really stems, and especially since there's so many cross religions and ethnic backgrounds, and what brides and grooms bring to the plate, that you actually want to have something that's unique to themselves. Again, creating one-of-a-kind designs. And I'm excited and I can't wait to do that.
What is the importance of lighting to your design?
Lighting is the most crucial entity of any design or space. Lighting is a form of energy, and that energy can play in the surroundings, from your walls to the fabric to color to skin tones, to give a very soft, appealing kind of look, to actually even evoking emotions. And I'm finding out more and more that lighting is not just an aesthetic tool as people would use, designers in the past, like the typical pin spotting of centerpieces, let's wash the parameter in pink. More and more I see people just, it's a simple formula. It is not a simple formula. You needed to create definitely layers and layers of how lighting is used. Again, ambiance, emotions, directing focal at certain points, creating that energy.
What's your background?
My background is I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, had full scholarships there, was lucky enough to actually try all different types of media, from filmmaking to installation pieces with my painting, to fabric structures. So it was pretty much diverse as far as tools I use in different medias. But I think it all kind of encompasses the same, and somehow it just kind of evolved to what I'm doing now, and eventually Art of Luxe, which is about one-of-a-kind installations. They really are, from the structures to fabric entrance, to something I can do in someone's home, to a corporate type of setting, even in a conference room, to help evoke the right type of ambiance and energy that's needed. So that's my background.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been actually dabbling in it part-time since '96. That's when I was recruited from this national convention to do these huge paintings of Chicago scenes for this one event, and I actually kind of evolved, and again this was part-time, by encompassing all facets of what you could use for designs. Didn't start really pushing what I'm doing because I actually had did other things before with catering and other types of things in the same industry, until my mom had passed away, and it made me realize that I'm just going to focus on what I really love doing. And I love creating designs and to be creative. I love making brides happy. Nothing gives me more pleasure when I have a mom of a bride cry when she sees the structure that I made, or to a bride coming up to me and coming up and hugging and kissing me before the even wedding starts, because she was just so happy of what I created for her.
How important is it for you to build a brand?
I think a brand is more essential than people realize, or I should say that I realize. In the past, I kept thinking, especially being an artist, I'm thinking here, imagination, I'm over here, I'm over there. And you need consistency. You need something that's grounded, that clients, and it could be branding from your logo to what you stand for, to types of scenarios that you offer with your design. That's part of who you are. Somebody wants to know if they come to Art of Luxe events, that they know they will have a certain level of design and certain and almost even ethics to it. So whatever it is I'm designing, they're going to be able to know by Art of Luxe and that brand that they will indeed get that type of design.
How would you plan on raising capital to expand your business in the future?
I'm not sure. This is the area that I'm very weak in. A lot of times creative people can be strong in one area, and another they have a low end, and that's the part that I definitely need help or assistance with, is the aspect of raising capital and the branding, and also the target market, and how can I best kind of create that launch. I think if I have more an awareness of Art of Luxe and letting people know what it is and the objective I'm doing, because I already got a lot of good feedback from people and an interest, that I think it would be easier than to get the capital needed. I think I need to do the other two first, and that is definitely putting out my brand there, what it is I'm doing, kind of enticing people before I even launch this next spring, and then I think the capital would be easier because I actually have to show them what it is that they're going to get.
Why would someone want to hire your services versus another company that does something very similar to what you're doing? What do you feel makes you stand out?
I am all about that person. When it comes for design, I'm all about sitting and listening to what that client, be it a bride, be it a corporate client, CEO, I'm here to listen to what it is that they want to extract from my creative abilities to then be able to manifest it to what it is that they desire and not in their capable means of doing it. I'm the vehicle that they would use. And what makes me different is I see so many times with designs that people get a formula, and it is about profitability. I mean, we're here for business to make a profit, but somehow that becomes more important focal than actually the process itself. And as an artist, I think of the process itself first, and somehow the money does come, it really does. So I look at what it is from that process of meeting with the client, creatively coming up with sketches, ideas, concepts with them, to actually helping guide them for what really they need to do and not need to do. So many times clients are pushed into areas for events, and especially weddings, sad to say, just so that vendor can make more profit from them of things that it's not really necessary to have that total design. I've actually told people and turned brides away from adding maybe another few thousand of draping on another level, or pin spotting every single table, because it's not necessary in that particular design. So believe I have the best interests of my client always.